Margaret Knoll with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and you are watching the Video Voters Guide or listening to our podcast. We are here today to talk with candidates running in the November 5th, 2024 general election. We are grateful for the support of the Carol and Velma Sailing Foundation, the League of Women Voters of Portland Education Fund, the Weiss Foundation, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. With me is Ciatta Thompson, running for the City of Portland Councilor, District 4, which is Portland west of the Willamette River and a portion of Southeast Portland. Welcome, Ms. Thompson.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
Could you please tell us a little about yourself and why you are running for this position?
Absolutely. I'm a working class candidate. My family grew up extremely poor, and mom and dad worked their way up. And when I moved to Portland, I was completely shattered by what I saw as I was driving down 205. The blue tarps, blue tents everywhere. Then I started working downtown in 2021 at a hotel, and I got to really see a lot of the policies in effect, from the drug use to the homelessness to the myriad of things that we all complain about. And for me, working in the hotel, me and my team, because I manage the front desk staff, and I have now for the last 3 years, are on the front lines of all of the policies that have been not great, to say the least. So having to manage my staff safety, my guest safety, as well as this individual who might be in mental health crisis or on drugs or what have you, all of that, it just became too much. I just couldn't complain anymore. On top of which, for me, a lot of things have, as we've all noticed, have gone up. And I think that in this new iteration of the city structure, we need to keep working class and working poor top of mind, because those are the individuals that are the ones that are falling off the knife's edge and ending up sleeping in their street, sleeping in their cars, and turning to drugs of despair.
Thank you. What are your ideas for working productively with the other council members from your district?
Well, again, working in the private sector my whole life and being a small business owner multiple times in my life, I have to work with people who come from a wide spectrum, a wide background, lots of different lived experiences. There's no choice in the matter. So for me, I'm not uber concerned on how that, because if there are 7 or 6 people in whom we all agree on this one thing, it's just a matter of sitting down and talking about it. Just like any family or friends, not everyone gets along, but if among these 12, we're all committed to cleaning up the streets, getting homes for the houseless, treatment, all the things that we talk about on a daily basis, I feel that it will be a lot easier for me, specifically coming from a background where it's easier to work with people because we just need to get the job done. The goal is X, Y, and Z, and so we get it done. We don't have to be best friends per se afterwards, but if we keep our eye on the ball, I think we can get things moving rather quickly.
Thank you. You are listening to the Video Voters Guide, or the interview with Ciatta Thompson, and podcast of that interview. Ciatta Thompson is running for City Council in District 4. Ciatta, or Ms. Thompson, what, if any, actions would you consider taking to address the current concerns related to the critical energy infrastructure hub on the Willamette River?
Well, for sure, bringing in all of the shareholders. We get to have everyone sit at the table. As far as like the specific type of hardening and preparedness that needs to go into effect for earthquakes, I'll leave that up to the experts. But when it comes to, I would really make a space where we can have everyone involved from from the various companies to the folks of Lytton. They're crying for help, and I feel like the city for too long has completely ignored them because supposedly they're not big enough. But they get to have a big seat at the table when it comes to what their concerns are when it comes to the making the CEI safe for themselves and then moving forward for the city.
Are you satisfied with the performance of the Joint Office of Homeless Services? And if not, what changes would you support? And please explain your answer.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it seemed overall the just as a whole, the county and the city have not been on the same page with regards to the city basically banning handing out any tarps, but they're still handing out tarps. It just doesn't seem like we've ever gotten on the same page. I would, moving forward, really look at it with a critical eye and see how much of a voice that specifically as we're giving money to this task force that we are really listened to. If we're not, then I would not vote to continue that relationship and work to figure out some other way to move forward.
Right. And what skills, experience, and interests distinguish you from other candidates for this position?
Well, like I said, I come from a working class background, so I know what it's like to try to put, rob Peter to pay Paul to pay your bills. And I know the struggle is real. Like even for folks making six figures, more and more I'm hearing from constituents that they're having a hard time making ends meet. And this is also affecting the senior citizen population. And it's really starting to be concerning to me. Obviously, we want folks to have thriving lives, safe lives. For me, it's a no-brainer. We've got to focus on the working class, the working poor, and senior citizens. What I bring to the table is just having to get the things done. I've been, like I said, on the front lines of seeing the results of poor policy implementation, and I don't have the luxury of not getting things done. I've got a boss that I've got to answer to. I've got clear metrics and goals. I think that's what's been missing for a lot of the things that we've been complaining about, and as a city overall. And accountability and transparency is must to ensure that we're respecting the taxpayer funds, and that we're using it in appropriate manners.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. This concludes our video voters guide and podcast interview of the League of Women Voters of Portland's interview with Ciatta Thompson, running for City Councilor, District 4. Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. Be sure to inform yourself about the candidates and exercise your right to vote. Thank you for your interest.